everybody, it's the Vic to the hyphen E, Vic-E, back with another video. And in this video, I'm going to tell you how to search online dating profiles to find the good guys. Now, before we start the video, I'd love to ask you to do me one little favor. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to this video. It would mean the world to me. I'm trying to reach 100 subscribers by the end of November. Now, on to the video. Okay, so since quarantine, a lot of people have shifted from only dating in real life, IRL, or in person, to now having to date online. So, little fun fact about me, I've been dating online since I was about 18, 19, way back. And so I've learned a few tricks of the trades on how to read between the lines in someone's profile. I'm not going to actually show you people's profile because that would be an invasion of privacy. Also, I think a lot of these apps say that you shouldn't be sharing people's public personal profile. I wouldn't want someone to do that to me. But I am going to read the profiles and tell you how to kind of decipher what the guy is really saying. And for me, 99.9% of the time, whatever I'm thinking when I'm reading these profiles is correct. And I tell my friends exactly what these profiles mean, and I'm always right. And my friends could tell you, they could vouch for me. So I'm going to read some profiles and tell you what the guy is really saying without saying it. And then you can now decipher how to find good guys online. I'm not going to say you're going to be a compatible match. I mean, obviously I'm still single, so I don't know if I'm good at dating per se, but reading profiles, I'm great at. And so, let's get into it. I'm wearing yellow today, actually, because I'm using Bumble. This is not a sponsored video, even though I wish it was a sponsored video. And Bumble, if you'd like to sponsor me, please sponsor me. I'm all for it. But I like Bumble for a few reasons. One, it's the girl's choice. And yes, that's cool. A lot of guys don't like to seem aggressive. But you have to mutually match, kind of like Tinder. I love that in the profiles, they actually give you a lot of information about the guys if the guys fill it out. So in the profile, you can actually see if they want a relationship, if they want something casual, or if they don't even know. So I think that's important because a lot of times you talk to guys and they don't know what they want, but they don't verbally say that, or they'll be like, well, eventually I want a relationship, but they really want you to convince them. This kind of cuts that all out. It also tells you if they have children or don't have children, or if they have children and want more children, or if they want children overall. Now, I see a lot of guys who are great on paper, but they don't want children, and I want children. So how would that work? I'm not going to compromise myself, and I think a lot of times women sometimes compromise themselves or try to get with the guy and change their mind along the way. I'm not for that. I'm too grown for that, and hopefully you're too grown for that. But things happen. Whatever. So I think those things. Oh, my last point about Bumble. What I like about it is that they actually have a video call. So now you can do video calls. All that catfishing of the past can no longer happen because you can see how they look. And you can do phone calls. So you don't have to show creepy guys your number so they can text you all hours of the night or have their girlfriends call you. That's happened to me before. Anywho's, let's move forward with looking at some profiles. And I'll just give you names, and I will tell you about their profile. Okay, Jay, 27. Add me on Insta. Why am I adding you on Insta? Do you need more friends on Instagram? Do you need more followers? You just want to have people you can slide into their DMs. Why? He's 6'1", wants a relationship. No, 6'1", wants kids someday, but doesn't know if he wants a relationship, but he does want you to follow him on Instagram. So you should go do that. I hate when guys lie about their age and then they put it in their profile, because that means that you lied in the beginning and then you realize you couldn't change it, because Bumble doesn't really allow you to change anything. So people who put like weird names can't change it. People who put the wrong age shows that you're a liar from the beginning. So, they'll probably have to delete their profile. Some people have multiple profiles. Love that. I mean, it's a scary place out there. Okay. So this guy, he is kind of that urban socialite type male with the beard, glasses, and a fedora. We're going to call him M. He's 45, so, he's type grown and mature. This is his profile. Confidence is the most attractive trait. Confidence is attractive. You don't want nobody who is clingy, who doesn't know what they want, who's insecure about other people being into you. That means that you may get a lot of attention. Because you're confident, you want someone else who's confident. All right. Intellect trumps the president. What? Los Angeles raised, Philadelphia born, Brooklyn, period, loved. Brooklyn loved. Okay. Please do not take yourself too serious. So you can't be, in his words, probably like uppity and snooty. Don't take yourself too seriously. You gotta be loosey-goosey. But maybe you're a serious person. Maybe that's your personality. I won't. Don't take yourself too seriously. I won't. If you take yourself too seriously, I won't. What he telling you right there? You tell me in the comments below. Mature adult. Mature adult. So he's saying, come correct because I'm a mature adult and you better be mature too. Do mature adults tell you, I'm a mature adult? Or does someone who's not a mature adult say that? It's like a little kid who's like, I'm a big boy. Okay. Spontaneity is necessity. Okay. So any woman who has a career that may be very demanding or may have a child, this guy is not for you. He's handsome. He's my physical side. But in terms of being just ready and available, he needs you to be ready and available because spontaneity is a necessity. So you got to just be. Now, he didn't say he was spontaneously available for you, but you must be spontaneously available for him. Let's see what he wants. He wants a relationship. He's 45, so that makes sense. In terms of kids, he didn't mention it, so he probably either has kids, has a whole bunch of kids, or doesn't even want to have kids. Because he filled out everything out and wrote wrote maybe a nice little paragraph. I think those things are kind of important. So that's something where you might look at this guy and be like, oh, he got potential. He look good. When you read the profile, he said a lot of things. He said, please do not take yourself too serious. I will not take you serious, but I want a relationship. What kind of relationship? A situationship? That's a relationship. A friendship? Because that's a relationship. Read between the lines, my sisters. Read between the lines. I thought that one was really good. I like that one. It taught me, it showed me a lot. Okay, so L 33. My passion is traveling the world and seductively whispering in your ear. His passion is to whisper in your ear. You know when someone whispers in your ear and they get a little spittle in your ear? You ever had that? I want to whisper. Nobody needs anyone with stink breath whispering all in your ear, especially if that's his thing. He wants to just whisper in your ear. I don't want a guy I'm like, hey, honey, what do you want for dinner? He comes to me. I want pizza. That ain't what I'm looking for when I'm asking for passion. He's saying sexual passion. Okay. Seductively whispering in your ear. Dominant. Okay, so you see when he started with all that sexual stuff, dominant. He's a dominant. Ask me. He says, weakness includes deep conversations and whispering in people's ears, probably, right? Thinking outside the box. I'm a sapiosexual. So maybe the whispering in the ear means that you just want to see inside their brains. I doubt it, though. He is 6 feet. He's a Pisces. Oh, Pisces. I'm on the cusp. And he wants a relationship. And he wants kids one day. So he has a lot that on paper looks good that you may want, that, personally I want, But when I'm looking at L's comments, passion is traveling the world. Cool. He could travel the world. But what? Anything else? Anything substantial besides traveling the world and seductively whispering in my ear? You a sapiosexual, but you ain't saying nothing mentally stimulating through the whole profile. That don't make no sense to me, man. Do that make sense? I don't think so. Add it up. Okay, let's go to another good one. Okay, so R, 45. I'm searching for meaningful interactions. Ellipses, so dot, 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 dot. But where it comes to relationships, he says doesn't know yet what he wants. How do you know what's meaningful if you don't know what you want? I mean, I always like to go back to jobs. Sometimes people don't know what they want in a job. But at a certain age, they do. They're like, I don't want this. Or I need a job that pays this certain amount. When it comes to relationships, why don't you have that same meaningful thought? Like, I need a relationship that pays out this certain amount. Maybe your relationship pays out. Maybe your relationship pays out, a home with a wife, with someone to come home to, maybe have some kids with. But at a certain age, you start to know what you want. And if you don't know what you want, know that I'm not here to convince you. Because I see, and I've seen, sometimes guys want you to date you and want you to convince them that they want a relationship with you. And I'm not going to work hard to convince you to be in a relationship. I really want someone who knows what they want. And I think I would ask other females, other women, to also acquire that much from a man. Because if you acquire, to whom much is given, much is required. You get me? If you a lot, you require a lot because you are precious and special. Let's get it together. A little Philip Scholar humor if you're a scholar, right? Or if you know anything about that. This is R. He's 36. I'm an electrician for money, but I'm into law, history, hyperspace, self-sufficiency, permaculture, dimensions, man, intuition, other weird studies as well, searching for gorgeous girls, mentally balanced with the heart of a hippie. Unconditional love is a hidden universal language. He says he is looking for a relationship. Okay, so what do we think right here? I think right here is very interesting. He might be looking for a relationship, but he says he wants a gorgeous girl. That means he's very focused on the physical appearance. So you better be gorgeous. You better look good. And then he says, with the heart of a hippie. So he's saying he wants you to be a free spirit. And usually when guys say they want you to be a free spirit, either means I want you to go along with whatever I'm saying, and or I want you to be open to me being in an open relationship. You don't want any kind of commitment. You don't want to be held down. So those are some words to look for. I think overall, if this girl is open to him and, he's an attractive guy. If a woman fits this criteria, all good for her. But know that you're not going to get the type of commitment that you really want. Okay, so I thought this one was interesting. J, 31. Remember, we're going with only initials. Photographer, singer, songwriter, massage therapy major. Mind you, behind everything he pretty much has is a little emoji after it. Don't date me. He is telling you not to date him. Listen to him. He says, don't date me. Don't date me. I'll feed you, rub your feet. He's a massage therapist, so he says. I'll photograph you. Maybe a secret perv too, because he's going to massage your feet, feed you, and take photos of you. Write you love songs, sing to you, show you attention. You don't need all that. You don't need all that. He's telling you, you do not need all that. Leave him alone. He's saying he's going to massage your feet. That means he's trying to get sexual with you, because a lot of guys feel like the massage is the way to the vaginal area. Okay? And for me, I'm mentally stimulated. No massage. First off, you touch me. I remember a guy touched me one time, and I was not really into him at that point, and I got hives. That's because I need a mental stimulation first. A lot, some people are physically stimulated, but if you're not, that's just going to make you feel super disgusting. So, a guy like that, he said, don't date me. He knows you shouldn't date him. He's telling you it. Let's go to the next one. Oh, I kind of like this one, so I'm going to read his. So far, I like it, but, he's honest. So, I like it, but not to date, but I like it because I think it's creative. T28, me as a Disney character, Flynn. So it would be cool to see more guys do me as a Disney character, because you would see, I'm Ariel. This guy, we're going to call him T, and he's 30. This is what his profile says. Born and raised in the Caribbean. Live in New York now. Fun-loving, caring, affectionate, looking for a genuine woman. He wants a relationship. He has children and he wants more. And he's Christian. Okay, so there's some positive. He's looking for a relationship, right? He has children and wants more. That's positive, right? Don't know how many children he has, but he has children and he wants more. So he's looking for somebody who, may want to have kids in the future, which is cool. What I find the most interesting about this profile, it's a little tricky, and it depends on the type of person you are. He's affectionate. He's affectionate. That means he is going to want you from the beginning to be affectionate with him. If not the first date, maybe a few dates in. And I think when a guy tells you he's affectionate, that's really saying I'm sexual. And if you aren't into showing me that same affection, and maybe that's his love language, right? It's touch. That's a lot of people. Sometimes people are turned off when you don't. So if that's not your personality type, where you are affectionate or love to be touchy in the beginning, then this guy might not be for you. Another thing that when he says he's affectionate, he has kids, it just makes me think, okay, he has kids, he wants more. Is he someone who just wants to have sex with people quick, fast? And his affection really means sex to him. For me, I'm the type of person who wants to take it slow. So when my antennas go up when someone says they're affectionate, because I'm not affectionate with someone who I just met. That's very rare for me. And usually, if someone's too affectionate early on, it creeps me out. So, yeah. To me, he also might be one of those guys who calls you pet names in the beginning. And to me, that's very vapid and shallow. I have an older brother, and I used to hear him talk. We grew up 7 years apart, but I used to hear him talk to women or ladies, and he was just, yo, what up, love? What up, sweetheart? What up, beloved? What up, hun? Every name but their name. And he would have a book full of women he would talk to who call him on the house phone, and I would have to say, oh, he's not there. Shh, tell him I'm not there. Tell him. He'd be in another room. I'd be like, oh, Corianne? Oh, hold on, let me see if he's here, Corianne. I'd low-key be. So for me, when someone calls you a whole bunch of pet names, unless you know me as your sweetheart, your bae, your boo, whatever, it just feels like nothingness. I want you to call me my name because my name is valuable. I'm valuable. I'm not just like everybody else. I am an individual, and I feel like there's a certain level of respect when you call someone their name. So, yeah, sometimes people mistake affection for this like shallow kind of puppy dog feeling, intimacy, which is very sexual focused, lustfully focused. And for me, I need it to be deeper. I'm very cerebral. I need them to stimulate my mind first. And if they can't do that, then you hear me get my deeper register, like, it needs to stimulate my mind first. But I need them to stimulate my mind first. If they can't do that, then they can't stimulate anywhere else. That was a nice way of saying you ain't getting that. Let's go to another one. Let's go to another. And another one. Okay, so I'm looking for one more at this point because it's so hard to find like people who've written something. Okay, so we're gonna say A, 28. Sometimes my mom swipes right for me. Do I even need to say anything? If you do like this video, I will make a part 2. Please like and subscribe and comment below that you really enjoyed this video and it helped you. Or tell me after you tried it, did it help you? Like, actually, you can swipe, if you usually swipe right on these guys, swipe right on these guys, talk to them, and then see if what I said matched. Or tell me about a time that you did go on a date with a guy who had that similar profile and he reacted the same or differently. I'd love to hear what you guys think and what's happening out there with you in your dating life. So I have some hard, fast rules about dating online. 1, never trust a guy who puts his number on his profile. That means he wants everyone and anyone to call him. And who knows if that number isn't just a hotline where he collects 20 cents a minute. Don't do it. I won't do it. You shouldn't do it. Number 2, if a guy has a profile with sunglasses in every photo, but especially his first profile photo, he probably has something to hide. Maybe he has one lazy eye, and nothing's wrong with it if he has one lazy eye. But the fact that he's hiding his supposed flaws, and you're not doing the same, means that he does not want to be honest with you from the beginning. And or maybe he's insecure. Everyone has insecurities. But when people have major insecurities, it can wreak havoc in your relationship. It can wreak, let me say it again. It can wreak havoc. It can wreak havoc in your relationship. And you don't need that. You don't need it. So I say cut him off. If a guy only has pictures with his friend, 1, you don't know who's who, right? If all the profile photos are him and someone else, and they're the same person throughout the 3 or 2 photos, you're like, which guy am I getting? And if you have a preference, you may not be getting the guy with the preferential look. So I suggest against you picking him. Or maybe he has a photo with 3 different separate guys, but every photo is with a different guy and a group of guys. And they're usually at the club. That means that he is going to always be around those friends. He may pick those friends before you. And those friends may have a big deal to do with his dating life. I don't necessarily been there, but I don't necessarily want to be back there. I don't want to be in a place where someone's friends rule their relationship. Who says that you want to have a relationship dictated by a group of people? Maybe that's the relationship you want. But most likely you want the relationship between you and this person, and you don't want to come in between them and their friend group. I would say steer clear of guys who just have photos of groups of friends of guys who are in every photo. It's like 5 guys, like they're in a gang. Never works out well. Because their friends, obviously they put before their relationship, and that's why they don't have any kind of single photos. Or they kind of have a symbiotic relationship where they all think together like, yo, I gotta go out with the bros on Friday. And if they're not doing that, then they're feeling like they have FOMO instead of spending time with you in a relationship and growing with you and having a relationship with you. I want my husband to be my best friend. I want my boyfriend to be my best friend. The person my partner, you know. So that wouldn't work. And then if you see a guy in photos and every photo he's drinking, like he has a beer or a wine bottle or a champagne bottle or just something on rocks or whatever, that means he's probably an alcoholic, and he likes to drink, not just socially, anytime he can, and he thinks it's cool and attractive, and that's why he's posting it just for you to see. I suggest against picking any guy who's all the photos are just him drinking. So those are all of my tips. Thanks for hanging out with me today. And I'd love to do this again. Again, if you like this, please comment down below you liked it. Please tell me if it helped you. I would love to do another video on online dating, tell you some of my crazy stories, and hope you have a great day. Peace. Looking for a relationship, but better than Lizzo treats Lizzo. I took my hand, lost in my hand. I mean, maybe that's good. Woo, child.